man. Just in time to keep the Torah. Possession and mind control. Read the Torah and learn how the Torah goes. Now 10 commandments, the whole Torah is the law. In the Torah, gotta learn it without a flaw. And call his name and praise his name. On everything, he been with Israel through everything.
All right, shalom, Israel. It's Sullivan, Hebrew Israelite.
Shalom. My name is Bain Iman Israel.
All right, we are gonna continue with the book of Jasher. We're in chapter 38. We're gonna start at verse 6. We left off. It was in chapter 37 when the nations was coming against Israel, the sons of Israel, you know, and Israel, you know, was pretty much smiting everybody who was coming against them. We left off when the king of Gath was advancing towards Israel, and Levi, he slew the king of Gath, Elon, you know. And we're going to continue now in chapter 38, verse 6. And it shows us in verse 6 that it say, and he slew Parathon, king of Kazaar, at the gate of the city of Kazaar. And afterward he smote Susi, king of Sauron, and Laban, king of Beth-Chorin, and Shebar, king of Mechnama. And he slew them with arrows, an arrow to each of them, and they died, right? So the sons of Jacob, they slew all these kings, the king of Kazaar, Parathon. That's who I'm showing. I'm not positively sure that that's him, but that's what popped up when I typed his name in my CPU. But I know it's a Khazarian king, you know. But it says the sons of Jacob, they slew Kazaar, right? The king of Kazaar. And afterward they smote Susi, king of Sauron, Laban, king of Beth-Chorin, Shabir, king of Mechnama, and they slew them with arrows, each of them, and they died. See? So we're going to go to verse 7. It says, and the sons of Jacob, seeing that all the kings were dead, and they were broken up and retreating, continued to carry on the battle with the armies of the kings opposite the gate of Kazaar. And they still smote about 4,000 and they still smote about 400 of their men. See there? So they still smote about 400 of their men, right? Getting it in. We're going to go to verse 24, right? And it says, so the inhabitants of Sauron speedily took away the bridge of the road of the city from its place before the sons of Jacob came, and they brought it into the city, right? So the sons of Jacob, they heard that the inhabitants of Sauron was coming to battle against them, you know what I'm saying, because they had slew their king. They killed their king, you know, so the inhabitants, they was coming to battle, you know. And the sons of Jacob, when they heard this they anger grew up inside them, you know. So they went to go meet with the inhabitants of that land of Sauron, you know. And when they got to the city, right, the inhabitants of Sauron, you see in verse 24, it says that they took away the bridge of the road from the city, you know. That way the sons of Jacob couldn't enter. But we're going to keep it moving to verse 29. Check it out. And the sons of Jacob came near to break down the doors of the city. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Shalak. We ain't going to do verse 29 yet. We're going to go up to verse, because I want to bring this out. We're going to just go to verse 25 and we're going to read down. You know what I mean? All right. So it said, verse 25 say, and the sons of Jacob came and saw the way into the city and could not find it. And the inhabitants of the city went up top of the wall and saw and beheld the sons of Jacob seeking an entrance in the city. See there? So the sons of Jacob was trying to get in the city. You know what I'm saying? Verse 26 said, and the inhabitants of the city reproached the sons of Jacob from top of the wall, and they cursed them. And the sons of Jacob heard the reproaches, and they were greatly incensed, and their anger burned within them. See? So the sons of Jacob, their anger burned within them. You know what I mean? Because they was cursing them from on top of this wall, and they couldn't find the gate to get across. Right? Check this out. And the sons of Jacob were provoked at them, and they all rose up and sprang over the rampart with the force of their strength, and through their might passed the 40 cubits breadth of the rampart. See there? Rampart. See there? So with the strength, you know what I'm saying, they jumped across. They sprang across in their strength. See that? 28. And when they had passed the rampart, they stood under the wall of the city. And they found all the gates of the city enclosed with iron doors. See, so the inhabitants of Sauron was really trying to keep them out. But they was just trying to go to war against them for killing their king. See that? Well, we have verse 29. And the sons of Jacob came near to break open the doors of the gate of the city, and the inhabitants did not let them, for from top of the wall they were casting stones and arrows upon them. See? So from on top of the wall, the inhabitants of Sauron were casting stones and arrows, right, at Judah, at the sons of Jacob. Where we at? We're going to go to verse 31. Say, and Gad and Asher went up after him to the west corner of the city, and Simeon and Levi to the north, and Dan and Reuben to the south. Right? Because Judah went up first. All right? I didn't read that part, but Judah went up first. All right? But 30, we're going to go to 36. You know what I'm saying? So we know that the sons of Jacob, we know that they went up the wall now. You know, the men, the inhabitants of Sauron, the men and the women was casting stones and arrows at them. And they jumped across and they went up each corner of the walls, right? They went up the north, south, east, and west, the corners of the wall. All right? Check this out. Verse, what we at? We in verse 36. Verse 36. He said, and the sons of Jacob smote a great smiting amongst those men in the tower, and they ran away and fled from them. See? So they were smiting these men in the tower, and the men ran away. Right? We're going to skip down to 45. Check this out. Say, and this was told unto Jacob, and he was sorely grieved, and he prayed unto YAHAWAH. And he and Naphtali, his son, went against these mighty men. Right? So what they talking about, you know what I'm saying, is after they smote the men of Sauron, 12 men came out, right? From Sauron, 12 men came out that had concealed themselves, right? But Levi, he killed these men, you know, the sons of Jacob, you know, they couldn't prevail over them. But Simeon gave a loud scream to the Most High YAHAWAH. He screamed out, right? Naphtali, he ran and got one of the swords from the servants, and he gave it to Simeon, and Simeon and Levi, they fought like 3 against 11. 3 men against like 11 men. You know what I'm saying? 12 men, they concealed themselves. But see, Levi killed one already. Then they was fighting these 11 men. And then Jacob, he prayed to YAHAWAH. Right? And the sons of Jacob, they slew them. They slew all that was in the city. They slew all of them. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go to verse 45. Right? Say, now this was told to Jacob, and he was sorely grieved, and he prayed to YAHAWAH, and he and Naphtali his son went against these mighty men. Right? And 52, verse 52 shows us that the sons of Jacob took all the spoil of the city, and they captured what they desired, and took flocks and herds and property from the city. And the sons of Jacob did unto Sauron and its inhabitants as they did unto the inhabitants of Kazaar. And they turned away, and they turned and went away. But we finna bring out what is verse 30? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Verse 1, chapter 39, verse 1. Alright, so we know that it's the Israelites, you know what I'm saying, the sons of Jacob, after they smote these men, they turned and went away, right? Verse 1, chapter 39 say, this the book of Jasher, chapter 39, verse 1. And when the sons of Jacob went from the city of Sauron, they had gone about 200 cubits when they met the inhabitants of Tapnach coming toward them, and they went out to fight with them. See there? So they had to go out and fight again, because they had smiting the king of Tapnach and all his men, right? So the inhabitants of Tapnach came up to come against Israel, the sons of Jacob. Verse 3. And the rest of the men of Tapnach fought with the sons of Jacob in that place. And the sons of Jacob smote them, and they fled from before them, and they pursued them to the city of Arborlon, and they all fell before the sons of Jacob. See? So the inhabitants of the city of Tapnach, they were smitten, you know what I'm saying, by the sons of Jacob. You know what I'm saying? verse 5. And the men of Arborlon went out with their wives to fight with the sons of Jacob, for their wives were experienced in battle. But they went out, about 400 men and women. So they done went out with their men and their women to fight the sons of Jacob.
Damn.
See this? I mean, Israel, our people had to fight. I mean, you got to see how long the Most High been with our people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they been with the sons of Jacob now. You know what I'm saying? Battle after battle after battle, the Most High been with them. You know what I'm saying? Every time they get in a little, every time they feel like they're a little scared, they'll call out to the Most High, and He protect them in battle. You know what I'm saying? He protecting them in battle because they not doing this alone. They only got how many men? You know what I'm saying? They got what? 122 men. Remember? It's freaking 10 Israelites, 10 sons of Jacob, right? Because 2 of them's not battling, right? Or was it 11? It was 10 that's fighting. And then he had Joseph. Remember, Benjamin was a baby. But Joseph and Benjamin didn't fight. See there? Because Joseph was the favorite. And Benjamin, he was the baby because, you know what I'm saying, his Rebecca passed away during birth. You know what I'm saying? But it was the 10 sons of Jacob and all their servants was made up with 112 servants and 10 sons of Jacob is 122 men. You know what I mean? 122 men. And they steady fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. You know they tired, but they fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. But the Most High is who's winning these battles for them, man. You know what I'm saying? That's who protecting them. That's who giving them their strength. You know what I'm saying? After battling and battling, they jump and leap to where they can get across. You know what I'm saying? And leap a wall. They climb the wall. You know what I'm saying? Of a tower after battling. You know what I'm saying? But check it out. We're going to keep it going. What was that verse? Where's that verse 5 when we were showing that the men of Arborlon went out with their wives to fight with the sons of Jacob. And they say the wives were experienced in battle. And they went out about 400 men and women. So with that, we're going to keep it going. And we're going to just jump right to verse 10. It says, and the sons of Jacob fought with them in the city. And all their women were engaged in slinging against the sons of Jacob. And the combat was very severe amongst the whole of that day till evening. So the battle was severe all day long. All right. Verse 10. Shalak. That was verse 9 I just read. Verse 10. The sons of Jacob could not prevail over them. And the sons of Jacob had almost perished in that battle. But what did they do? What they do? Check it out. And the sons of Jacob cried unto YAHAWAH with a greatly gained strength toward evening. The sons of Jacob smote all the inhabitants of Arborlon by the edge of the sword, men, women, and little ones. See there? But check this out. What happened? Let's read that one more time. You know what I'm saying? The sons of Jacob could not prevail over them. See that? They could not prevail over them. But what did they do? The sons of Jacob cried out to YAHAWAH. And then what happened? And greatly gained strength toward evening. The sons of Jacob smote all the inhabitants of Arborlon by the edge of the sword, men, women, and little ones. Everybody. See that? Wiped it clean. You know what I'm saying? But they could not prevail until they cried out unto YAHAWAH. See that? All right. we're going to go to verse 14. You know what I'm saying? Battle after battle. You know what I'm saying? The Most High been with us for a minute, man. Verse 14. On the 5th day, the sons of Jacob heard that the people of Gath has gathered against them to battle, because they had slain their king and their captains. For there had been 14 captains in the city of Gath, and the sons of Jacob had slain them all in the first battle. See that? So the sons of Jacob, they battle against these kings of Gath. You know what I'm saying? And they slayed them. You know what I'm saying? They slayed them like they've been doing the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere they went so far now, you see, yeah, with just a small amount, everywhere they went, we've been slaying everybody. But what? Everybody's been coming against Jacob. Everybody's coming against Jacob. Jacob ain't coming against you. You coming against him. But the Most High is with Jacob. So, you know what I'm saying? Working through Jacob, the Most High is slaying these cats, making his name great, establishing you in the lands. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. He establishing the land mass that he said was going to be your inheritance. You know what I'm saying? That's what's really, you know what I'm saying? That's the land mass that he's working in right now. And they just going through slaughtering everything. You know what I'm saying? But the inhabitants coming against them. You know what I'm saying? Check this out. What was that? Verse 20? We skipping, huh? Nope, it ain't even verse 20. It's verse 28. Verse 28. Check it out. It's real. Check it out. Verse 28. And Judah and his brother heard the words of the inhabitants of Gath, and their anger was greatly aroused. And Judah was jealous of his God in this manner. And he called out to YAHAWAH, help, send help to us and our brothers. See that? So Judah cried out to YAHAWAH for help for him and his brothers. You know what I'm saying? He said, send help to us and our brothers. So, you know what I'm saying? He talk about send help to us. You know what I'm saying? The 10 Israelite sons that's fighting. And then his brothers, you know what I'm saying, is the servants that he had with him. Them his brothers, he called them. See that? But he cried out to Yah. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep bringing them parts out when they crying out. You know what I'm saying? Because when they start crying out, what happened? They start winning the battles. You know what I'm saying? They take advantage and win the battles because the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna go to verse 32. Verse 32. And Jacob and his sons drew the bow from under the wall, and smote 3 of the men that was upon the wall, upon the top of the wall. And Judah continued to cry, and he exclaimed, O YAHAWAH, help us. O YAHAWAH, deliver us. And he cried out with a loud voice upon the wall, and the cry was heard at a great distance. See? So the Most High, so Judah, he kept crying out to the Most High YAHAWAH. You know, kept crying out to him, help us, deliver us. And his cries was heard in a great distance, right? And Judah took the swords which had fallen from their hands, and Judah fought with them and slew 20 of their men upon the wall. See? So after Judah cried out to the Most High YAHAWAH, you know, he slew 20 men that was on the wall. Right? Check this out, verse 35. It was about 80 men and women still ascending the wall from the city, and they all surrounded Judah. And Yah impressed the fear of Judah in their hearts, that they were unable to approach him. See, so they had Judah surrounded, yet they were so afraid that they wouldn't approach him. See that? And Jacob and all who were with him drew the bow from under the wall, and they slew 10 men up on the wall, and they fell below the wall before Jacob and his sons. See? So Jacob drew the bow and slew 10 men up on the wall. See? And we're going to jump to verse 50. Yeah, verse 50. But see, we see that with this bow, they killed Jacob killed 10 men upon the wall with the bow. 10 men. Check this out. Verse 50. And the inhabitants of the city had all descended into the city. Right? So now that the sons of Jacob got into the city from climbing the walls, now they descended, right? And they all descended into the city. And the sons of Jacob came to them in different directions. So in different directions, the sons of Jacob come. And the battle waged against them from front and rear. And the sons of Jacob smote them terribly and slew about 20,000 of them, men and women. Not one of them could stand up against the sons of Jacob. So that's 20,000 people they just slew. Well, how many people? 122 men. 20,000. Tell me that's not YAHAWAH. 122 versus 20,000. That's YAHAWAH. You know what I'm saying? That's YAHAWAH doing this work. It's not the sons of Jacob. It's YAHAWAH. He working through them on earth in battle. Check this out. That was verse 50. We're going to go to 55. Hold on. 52. Verse 52. Check it out. Verse 52. Matter of fact, we're gonna read it verse 51. You know what I'm saying? Because we just read 50, so we're gonna read 52 and 53. 253. We're gonna go. We're gonna go through 55. All right. So, all right, we see that no one, not one man or woman can stand up against the sons of Jacob. All right, and 51. And the blood flowed plentiful in the city, and it was like a brook of water, and the blood flowed like a brook to the outer part of the city and reached the desert of Beth Karim. See there? So it's a river of water. You know what I'm saying? So much blood. 20,000 men they slaughtered, right? And it was like a brook of water. You know what I'm saying? And the blood flowed like a brook to the outer part of the city that reached the desert of Beth Karim. 52. And the people of Beth Karim saw it at a distance, the blood flowing from the city of Gath. And about 70 men from amongst them ran to see the blood. And they came to the place where the blood was. And they followed the track of blood and came to the wall of the city of Gath. And they saw the blood issue from the city. And they heard the voice of crying. And they heard the voice of crying from the inhabitants of Gath. And it ascended into heaven. And the blood was continually to flow abundantly like a brook of water. See there? So the blood was continually flowing like a brook of water. Them look like roses. Yeah, them look like roses. It's more like something like that, a brook. You know what I'm saying? A brook of water. And a city. Check it out. I'll find one. I don't know. Look at that. That look messed up. That's messed up. That is crazy, ain't it? But this is probably the best one I can get. No, it's too small. I think that's a decent one. You can tell that's a brook. No, still a little too dark. A little too dark. A brook of water. There we go. All right. I had to bring that one out, so we're going to go to 55. 54. And all the sons of Jacob were still smiting the inhabitants of Gath, and were engaging in slaying them until evening, about 20,000 men and women. And the people of Karim said, surely this is the work of the Hebrews. See that? So now the Hebrews are starting to get world fame for their military, pretty much, which you would call it military. And they start to recognize it. You know, they say, surely this is the work of the Hebrews, right? With the sons of Jacob. Say, for surely this is the work of the Hebrews, for they are still carrying on war in all the cities of the Amorites. See there? So they was fighting in all the cities of the Amorites, right? Say verse 55, and those people hastened and ran to Beth Karim, and each took his weapons of war, and they cried out to the inhabitants of Beth Karim, who also girt on weapons of war to go and fight with the sons of Jacob. See, so they was trying to get the inhabitants of the land of Beth Karim to come and fight with the sons of Jacob. See that? Crazy. Steady fight trying to get them. It ain't going down like that though. After they just seen that river of blood, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? The sons of Jacob was destroying everybody, right? So they seen this river of blood. What makes you want to go fight them? You see what I'm saying? What makes you want to go fight these people when they doing all this damage? You know what I'm saying? We're going to go to chapter 40 now, in verse 4. 40, verse 4. It says, and all the sons of Jacob were afraid of those men, as they were not accustomed to fight in the dark, and they were greatly confounded. And the sons of Jacob cried unto Yah, saying, give us help, YAHAWAH, deliver us that we may not die by the hands of these uncircumcised men. Right? And this is the inhabitants of Beth Karim. All right. What's that? 50, that's chapter 40, verse 5. It says, and YAHAWAH hearkened to the voice of the sons of Jacob. And YAHAWAH caused great terror and confusion to see the people of Beth Karim. See that? And they fought amongst themselves, the one with the other, and in the darkness of night, and they smote each other in great numbers. See there? So the Most High YAHAWAH caused great confusion, right? And terror to seize the people of Beth Karim, which caused them to fight each other. And they killed each other. See that? Verse 7. And the people of Beth Karim fought the whole night, one man with his brother and the other with his neighbor. And they cried out in different directions upon the castle. And they cried, and their cry was heard at a distance, and the whole earth shook at their voice, for they were powerful above all the people of earth. See that? So these people of Beth Karim was powerful of all the people of earth. And see, even the Israelites was kind of scared, and they cried to the Most High, and he called confusion to come over these people of Beth Karim, and they fought each other, and they destroyed each other. See that? So check it out. We ain't done with it yet. Verse 12. And the morning appeared, and the sons of Jacob rose up at daybreak and went up. See, so the people of Beth Karim fought all night and killed each other. And at daybreak, the sons of Jacob went up to the castle, and they smote the men who remained of the Canaanites in a battle in a terrible manner, and they were all killed in the castle. See? So all the men that was left, the sons of Jacob went and killed them, of the men of Beth Karim. See? And we had verse 17. And the sons of Jacob came home to the city of Shechem, and they remained without the city. And they then rested there from war, and tarried there all night. See, so now they finally got to go back home to the city of Shechem, right, which is in the land of Canaan. And they rested from war. They got to finally rest from warfare. Right? verse 22. And the 7 kings of the Canaanites resolved to make peace with the sons of Jacob, for they were greatly afraid of their lives on account of the sons of Jacob. See there? So the people, the 7 kings of the Canaanites, they resolved to make peace with the sons of Jacob, because they was afraid of their lives.
They were surrendering
on account of the sons of Jacob. See, so when the Most High with us, can't nobody bring us down. We made the whole earth, you know what I'm saying, surrender. We won all warfare. You know what I'm saying? When we had the Most High on our side, we won all the wars. Not a man died of the brothers, of the original brothers who make up the 12 tribes. See what I'm saying? Not a son died. What, in the story, like 5, or not even 5, like 3 Israelite men actually died in battle. But they wasn't, you know what I'm saying, sons of Jacob. They was, you know what I'm saying, fighting with the sons of Jacob. You know what I'm saying? Verse 22, that was it. See? That was it. Oh, man. Oh. We see, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, you can come against, you know what I'm saying, the Most High as much as you want. You can come against it as much as you want, right? But you cannot defeat Yahawah. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna win. You know what I'm saying? You might as well not even try it. Real. But that'll complete this story on the sons of Jacob. You know, I hope, you know what I'm saying, whoever catch this video, I hope you guys got some insight and some knowledge out of it. You know, it comes from the book of Jasher, which also links with Genesis. You know, we did the link. You can do Genesis 34:1, 34:13, 34:25 through 27. You can read. You can start at Genesis 34. You can read that whole chapter. You know what I'm saying, 34, and you're gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? That's the best thing to do. Is go into it and read it yourself. You got the book of Jasher. You can read it. You can link the two, you know. And with that, I'd like to say Mahalal to the ACHAD and Kal Halallah, Yahawah ACHAD. Shalom.
Shalom.